Welcome back to the Romanian Reaver channel, in my rather roughed up voice in Pillars of Eternity. I think...
Not a problem.
Where should I put this? My age is showing, so to say, in terms of recording capabilities, because I only recorded for like, what, 20, 30 episodes in the last 3 to 4 days? That's not much. Not much at all, but where do I find a cipher? In Brackenberry, most likely. I'd imagine the sanatorium has some ciphers. Possibly that old check. Possibly. Supplicant. -5. Okay, for 4 days. Minor reputation very negative. Send escort. She'll do. And sanatorium. Oops, misclicked. It's a bit in the morning, so my verbal abilities are a wee bit reduced.
Good day to you.
Are you the animancers who've been working? No. Let's see if this chick. No.
Good day to you.
Yep. Come on, there's gotta be somebody in here. Wonder if there's still blood down here. I do wonder. Such things are important to know, you know?
Just say the word. Hail, traveler.
Okay, I'm looking for an expert on awakenings. Okay. Huh. No longer any issues. Lovely place, this.
Death to our enemies! You're mine!
Yeah. Gotta make sure this place is cleaned out. Mine is back.
Death to our... You better run! You're mine!
extra money here and there.
I'll go on
No
ahead.
problem. Quite nice. Quite nice indeed. That's a decent amount as well.
Laying low.
Wait. And I missed that. And that has something very useful as well.
Death to our enemies!
Not very impressive. Not very impressive at all.
Keeping an eye out.
Oh. Still gives me some stuff to work with, so I'm not that miffed about re-exploring everything.
What's this?
Drugs. Gotta say that background is quite interesting.
I'll give it a try, as requested. I can do that. As requested.
Nice. And suddenly just going down here was worth it. Okay. Problem is, I need a cipher still. Yeah, I'm gonna try the Grieving Mother. Though, is there anybody in here besides those two? Nope, not that I can see. The backer NPCs are quite useless. Besides the fluff element, of course, but you never really know with that how useful it will end up being. Let's see now. Yes, optimistic, the world has not given your kind much a reason to hope.
You get to a certain point and you realize you got two options. You can go mad with grief and tear out all your hair and check yourself into the sanitarium, or you can wait for better days.
Well, feathers in my case. But I understand your point.
Let's go try the Grieving Mother. I reckon she'd be the best bet in that regard.
Gelade, well done. A formidable fortress in the old style. We don't build them like this anymore, you know. Not by the sea. Too vulnerable to cannons.
That doesn't make me suddenly more secure in my citadel, you know that, right? Okay. Ah, the payday. A significant amount. Not a lot of pilgrim stuff. Stegar Tooth. Ah, there's some pilgrims. Now, let me just take a quick look. Yeah, I could probably use that. Which is kind of amusing considering she's a paladin. Of Constitution, yeah. Should give roughly the same overall effect. Let me just actually enchant. Not yet. What do I need for exceptional sapphire? Adra Dragon Scale. Bog Dragon Scale, yeah, I think that's a wee bit over my pay grade at the current time. Still. Actually, the weapon. Exceptional rubies.
Hail,
Do you
traveler.
have any sapphires or rubies or stuff like that? Because I really do need those, apparently. Answer would be no. Gotta say that chicks looks interesting right now. And yeah, athletics or mechanics? Gonna go with this. And then I'm gonna have to head for the dormitories. Try and get the grieving mother to tell me anything. Hopefully she is a cipher. If I'm not mistaken, she was one. So here's the hoping.
Not as beautiful.
You can blow your
It's
Griffin.
impressive in its own little way.
You can blow your Griffin runes out your ass. Shards and all. Okay, Alof. I'm gonna have to check in on that guy.
Your mind comes bearing questions, Watcher.
Let your mind speak for you. I shall listen past the words. Show Steel Sun. I want to trace a man who might have touched this item. Look, I appreciate you taking the initiative, but I don't think there's much chance that this nice stranger lady happens to be a cipher. The Grieving Mother looks at you. I'll do what I can, but I'll need the skill of a Watcher to aid my own, to identify the soul once I have found its traces. She turns further, her hand outstretched. In her hand serves the Steel Sun. The motion is mechanical, unconscious. The Grieving Mother takes the sun in one hand and yours in the other, and you can feel her presence in your mind, her thoughts bidding you to relax. Focus, she says. and the world reverberates as if through an endless chasm. You close your eyes and concentrate. The sun is bright in your mind's eye, warm with the pulse of collective experience and noisy with the thoughts of the past, of battle, of faith, of home. You drift from voice to voice, thought to thought, either soul a vibrant signature with which to locate his brother. One stands out amidst the din, brassy and earnest, a shade brighter than others, but unmistakably of the same construction, not constriction. You have no image of its owner, but his journey is imprinted within the points and curvatures of the steel sun, and in your mind it opens before you as a path stretching both southward to Gildervale and northward over to the uneven terrain that joins the Deerwood to Red Sierras. You trace the path back to its origin, far back as you can find, gliding over plains and hillsides to one room home. Wow. In Gilded Vale, with a thatched roof and a dirt floor. The path is faint here, its distance and time rendering images blurry and details scarce. From Gilded Vale it follows the road toward Madham Bridge, reaches the gates of Defiance Bay before diverting abruptly, cutting northward in a beeline for Red Sierras. The path leads to a Red Sierra city, regal and austere, in the Adiran imperial style. It winds through the streets and climbs a grand set of stairs into a stately building, passing through pointed archways into what appears to be a throne room. Upon the throne sits a man whose head is pure, blinding light, and as its gaze turns to you, the light drowns out all else. Its voice carries the force of thunder, but its words are impossible to make out in the imprint, echoes of echoes. The voice and light fade, and the path bends backward, carrying you along to a barracks, then back southward, marching into Deerwood and skirmishing along the way. Upon one battlefield the imprint is vivid, in a Syrian standard topped with a steel sun, clutched in the hands of a fallen soldier. You see a young man in Syrian armor with Eddar's straw-colored hair race towards the standard and lift it. The path you've been following clear to see beneath his feet, and as his hand brushes the steel tip, you can hear his thoughts racing in a blur, and they are of his God and his country and a brother he hopes is far away from this place. In an instant the thoughts are gone as well as the man, and the standard is passed to another soldier. You pick the path up again, and as it meanders south and disintegrates in the shadow of Sirobon Rilak, you open your eyes.
Anything? Looked like you were working real hard there.
Your brother got as far as Defiance Bay before turning to Red Sierras instead. He met Waidwin there, then he enlisted.
What'd he talk about with Widewin?
Waidwin's head was a beam of light.
I figured that. Woden and me had heard enough stories from his uprising to know it wasn't just some tall tale. Doesn't mean he was Aethys. It could have been some wizard's trick. It's what they talked about that's important. What'd they say?
I don't know.
That's not funny. Come on. That metal sun, my brother touched it. You saw where he went. Now what'd he talk about with Widewin? Why'd my brother fight for Raed Saris?
I wish I had something better to tell you.
I guess that's it.
We'll find some other way to know why he did what he did.
I don't think we will. What would we do? Look for more war relics? We were lucky to find this one. Soldiers that fought with him are long dead. The battle was a massacre. Whatever Aethys knows, he's not talking to anyone.
We can go now. I've seen what I needed to see. I doubt that's the end of it. I really do. Okay, money's going up. A fair amount, too. I'll see if I can convince my captives to be a bit more, or a bit less captive.
Your mind comes bearing...
You addressed me as a watcher when we met. Do you know what a watcher is? There is a slow chill, and for a moment it is as if she is going to fade from your vision, as if she can't bear to be seen.
The title came unbidden. I do not know why I spoke of it. Yet it seemed the right mantle, a familiar one.
Yet I do not know from where it came. If I have given offense, oddly enough it feels as if she's not speaking to you. It feels like she's speaking to an audience. The air takes on a curious edge, a chill which persists for a sharp moment, then fades into a dull fear. If I have given offense, forgive me. Forgive me. You would know more than I. Why are you afraid? I do not know. It's an old feeling. I do not know where it stems from. It was a word that arose when you saw me. It is said watchers see much that others do not. I have been hidden from the eyes of others for some time. How is it that no one can see you?
Their eyes see, but their minds will not remember past the call.
A call?
My face is like the call of a newborn, hiding the face beneath. And for my body, I am able to wrap myself as a mother cradling her child. I am here, as you see me, but to them, their eyes see only the cloak that I wear, a peasant mother, dirty, shabby, not worth knowing. As a watcher, you see more than others. To the eyes of most, I am as unseen as the spirits you share memories with.
Are you able to affect minds? I divert the flow of their senses down a different path, to a place easily forgotten. It is not unwelcome when one does not desire the presence of others. The surface of their minds register a figure, but the memory slips away. They see a woman, but there is no desire for conversation, no desire for any questions, and have none to ask. When we first met, how was I able to enter your dream?
I do not know. What do you speak of? If you were in my thoughts, I could not feel your presence, nor do I know what you saw there.
As she speaks, you suddenly feel an old sensation in your mind, as if walking in her thoughts would be as if walking down a back street of a merchant stalls. The claustrophobia of wooden shelves and canvas tarps make less oppressive by the sheer number of enticing vials and balls that stretch out the sides of you. You suddenly realize that whether she permits it or not, you could enter her dream and observe it without her ever knowing. In response, your hand twitches. There is a feeling that you could simply pick up a vial, taste it, sample it, and keep the memory as your own. And suddenly you find yourself back in her, your present thoughts. Though you were away for but a moment, she seems unaware of your diversion of thought. It may be one of your gifts, an ability to walk in memories as easily as someone walks upon the ground. May I try again? You feel her slowly nod, though she makes no motion. My mind is open to you, as it was before when we met. I could not stop you if I wished. I do not want to impose, I seek permission. My memory is not as it was, much has been forgotten. If you would walk in my thoughts, I have nothing hidden. Her thoughts feel strangely apologetic and welcoming both at once. Perhaps you may learn something that will strengthen you, or a clue to what has caused this terrible burning of the fields of souls and halted Baraf's wheel. Her mind gives way, your passage almost unnoticed if you enter her as before. This is sounding a wee bit like it can't be just me. Circling the memory you shared when you first met. And suddenly you are calm. You are on a plateau, almost the height of a tower, several stories high. The plateau is like a table lying beneath a clear sky, and beneath the plateau, surrounding it in all directions, a forest hazy with mist. Although whether it is actual mist or distance or a recollection. Resting on the curve of a natural arch above you is a great copper bell, half again the size of a man, hanging at attention as if looking down on you and the event unfolding before you. The plateau has soaked in the sun, and the rock beneath you is rough and warm. The sky forms a cradle around you. You feel different, not disembodied, but you feel your body. Your physical contours have changed along with the surroundings. And you hear a soft series of chimes, like wind chimes. At the sound, the scene gains color and texture, as if the sound is beckoning you gently forward, or forth, filling your senses and thoughts like mist boiling softly into a sealed chamber. And focus on chimes. The chime cooks you deeper in the memory, and you are certain it is a warm memory. You're you're on the stone of the plateau, your knees on the warm texture of the ground, silver white shimmering like Adra. The plateau is formed of it, glistening in the sun. You can feel the heat on your skin, your wrists, and your hands. Your hands are in motion, weaving not thread but gathering, tenderly moving along the first movements of Beroff's wheel. Your hands are wet. Your hands are upon the flesh of a newborn child, and you can feel the crowning of a tiny head turning in your grip, its head slick, wet from the womb. This is really getting weird. The hands you are wearing, inhabiting, have done this many times, and they are practiced and confident. You can feel distant pains in your own head as the head emerges, a stream of fluid from the womb helping the newborn start forth. A woman's labored breathing, crying out. As your hands move, you hear the sound of chimes, clear, cutting through the haze of memory. You cannot see where they are coming from, but they are close, and they are meant as comfort. Of that you are certain. And Cook's bare hands, every movement causing the chimes to sound again. Almost eagerly, the child comes forth, and as it does, your hands are in motion, weaving, moving along the length of a soft, wet rope, not an umbilical cord from the legs of the naked woman before you. You are holding a small child, still wet from the womb, before you. The child cries out, its cry full of life, full of soul. The ringing of the chime echoes in its thoughts, filling it with its welcome. The soul is blurred at the edges as if you are viewing a soul from within a soul. But it is there, it is alive. The woman before you is weeping, and at her first cry, her hands reach out for it. Surrender the child. You surrender the child to her, something you have done many times before, and as your hands move, the chimes echo the movement, and you realize the chimes are hanging from the cords of your wrists, on your own wrist. And where once they echoed in the memory, they are now echoing in the child's mind as well. The chimes are intended to welcome the child, to be its first gentle greeting in the world. A soothing sound guided by the tender motions of your wrists. You are helping to weave its thoughts, its perceptions, and the experience. The woman laughs with a ragged joy, laughing from a parched throat, like mine. Her emotions seem soothed, but the physical demands of labor have left her exhausted. But the child is here, the child is safe, and all atop the plateau is peaceful, calm, distant, flattening out as the memory persists. Slowly pull back, retrieve from the memory. With effort, the scene bleeds of color, and your mind becomes your own again. The grieving mother stands silently before you. She seems unaware of what you've seen, or that you've entered her memories at all. I walk in your dreams, thoughts, and I believe your memories. A mixture of curiosity and fear wells up between you. She raises her left hand, and the chiming of her at her wrist quelling the rise within her. She is frightened, but curiosity anchors her.
And what did you see in my memories? I would hear you speak of them.
The dream, the memory I saw upon greeting you. I was you, helping give birth to a child. There is silence. And as your breath falls still, you hear the faint cry of a child in the distance, a newborn child, almost exactly like you heard in the dream. As you listen, the grieving mother raises both her hands as if waving, and is chiming as she does so, in a semblance of the gentle turning she provided whilst the newborn was crowning. To your surprise, you recognize the motions and the words from the memory, even as they are new to you. As she weaves her hand through the air in front of her, the child's cries grow still, yet the sound of the chimes weaves almost hypnotically in your thoughts. The sky seems sharp and clear, and you feel as if you are towering over your surroundings, as if leaning atop a great pillar, just as she did in the memory. To your surprise, the grieving mother falls as if her strings were cut, and her knees crack hard against the ground. Her hands never cease moving in the air, the chimes echoing her movements. In a ragged voice you hear her speak. The voice is that of a much older woman than the one before you, harsh, almost desperate.
Tell me what you saw. Show me what you saw. Where were you?
She leans back. 1 second. Yeah, but wait, it's 31 minutes, so I'm gonna have to leave it off here now, ladies and gentlemen. Cat's warning me it's time to actually leave it off, so yeah. Thank you for watching, or more precisely surviving up until this point, because guys know the editing's kinda interesting and my voice has a melodic tone to it. If you like what you saw, feel free to hit the subscribe button, like button. It does help out the statistics of the channel, gets more visible, you know, stuff like that. And to be honest, at one point I would like to actually make this a job so I can do better content with better quality, more games, more coverage, you know, stuff like that. Take care.